Hey guys, so today I figured I would bring you guys a very quick recommendations video. Since March Mystery Madness is going to be starting very soon, I figured I would compile a very short list of some books that I have read fairly recently or within like the last year or so that I've really enjoyed that fit this year's theme for March Mystery Madness. For those of you guys who missed my announcement video, I will post it somewhere on the screen for you guys to go and check out, but I will be once again helping to co-host March Mystery Madness for this year for 2022, which I'm really excited about because it is my absolute favorite read-a-thon of the year. March is my favorite reading month just because we get to read a lot of mysteries and we have all, so much fun reading different mysteries and interacting with a lot of different people who are also participating in this read-a-thon. So like I said, I just wanted to recommend a couple of books that fit into the prompt of 2x2 or doubles for this year, and just really, quickly, just in case you guys are struggling with trying to figure out what to read, or maybe have some of these books that you want to incorporate as part of your TBRs for the month as well, you can go ahead and do so. So I'm going to run through these very quickly. I've talked about a lot of these books on my channel before, but some of these I have not. Some of these are actually part of my January/February wrap-up that I have not posted yet. So yeah, let's keep an eye out for that. That's coming very soon. But the first book that I have on here is one that I read fairly recently. I will talk about it more in depth in my wrap-up, but that is The Dilemma by B.A. Paris. This one, I think, was the first book that I completed in January, and I really enjoyed this one. This one follows two different perspectives, so it fits into the theme of doubles because of the dual perspective. A husband and a wife, and they kind of have this dilemma. They're both keeping this secret from each other, different secrets, and they don't want to tell each other what these secrets are because they could potentially destroy their family in some type of way. So it's going back and forth between these two perspectives and this kind of dilemma that these two characters have, and these secrets that they're keeping, and this somewhat of a mystery within these secrets as well that are going on, because you don't really know whether these secrets that they're keeping, if they're real or not. So it's really interesting, one that I really recommend, and a very fast read. If you guys are looking for something that's quicker to read for March, this is one that I highly recommend. The next book I have on this recommendation list is one that I definitely talked about before because I read this one, I believe, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but that's Verity by Colleen Hoover. The way that this one can fit into the prompt, Colleen's name has two L's and two E's. There's doubles in there, so you guys can use that as trying to fit it into a prompt. But this follows our main character, Lowen, who is an author, and she is contracted to ghostwrite this series for this other author, Verity, who has been in an accident. She's unable to finish the series that she writes. So Lowen has to go to Verity's home and do all of this research to complete this series. So you can also kind of fit it into the prompt because it's following kind of these two women's perspectives as well. So it's also somewhat of a dual perspective book. You're following Lowen in present time, and then you're following Verity's manuscript. Lowen finds a manuscript in the home, and you're following kind of this manuscript throughout as well. And you're trying to figure out whether the contents of this manuscript is real or not. Because it seems very outrageous and everything. So you have this mystery going on between these dual perspectives in here as well. So that also kind of fits into the prompts for March Mystery Madness. The next book that I have on this recommendation list is also a recent one that I have not talked about from my wrap-ups because I think I read this one in January as well. But that is The Wife Upstairs by Rachel Hawkins. This one as well follows kind of these two women. It's kind of a loose retelling of Jane Eyre. So if you guys know the story of Jane Eyre and you know the twist, you guys kind of know where this one is going, even with the title. So again, you can fit it into the theme of March Mystery Madness for doubles or duels, because you have, again, these two women somewhat that you're following in this story. So this one you can kind of make it fit. This is another very fast read, very fun, another quick one that you can get through if you guys need something a little bit more faster paced for the month of March. Again, this is one I highly recommend. Another one that was on my list of favorites for last year was Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke by Eric LaRocca. This is a very tiny book, so another one that you can absolutely breeze through within an hour or so. And this is another dual perspective one. It follows these two women as they're kind of communicating back and forth through emails and chat messages and everything. One woman, at the very beginning of the story, one woman just kind of posts an item that she's selling on Craigslist, and then another woman responds to her listing because she's interested in purchasing that item, and then things kind of take off from there. Things take a very, very dark turn and continue to escalate from that point on, and it's so well done. I absolutely loved this book. I flew through it. I did not go to sleep until I finished this one. I really, really enjoyed this one, and another one that I highly recommend for you guys to pick up. Definitely one that is quicker to read in the month of March and fits very well, again, into the theme of duels or doubles, because of the two perspectives going on as well. And then the last one that I have on my list of recommendations for you guys is Teeth in the Mist by Don Kurtagich. This one is more of a horror type novel. It's more YA horror, but one that I absolutely loved. And the way that I'm fitting this into the theme for this year is that you're following kind of these two different worlds in this one. So you have the real world, and then you have the upside down world as well. That's very creepy, very dark. You're following three different somewhat timelines in this story that follow this one house or boarding school, and everything, like the history of this boarding school within these multiple timelines. But again, you have these two different worlds that are going on within this story as well that fits into the prompts for this year for March Mystery Madness. I love this one. If you guys love horror or YA horror, or looking to get more into YA horror, this is definitely one that I highly recommend. Really, really love Don Kurtagich's writing. I've done like an author highlight for her books and stuff before, so if you want to know a little bit more about this one, I'll link it on the screen if you guys want to check that out, and get more in-depth details on the book and on more of her writing if you guys want to check it out as well. So yeah, guys, that is it for my short recommendations list for March Mystery Madness books that fit the prompt of this year of duels or 2x2s. Comment down below, let me know if you guys again are going to be participating this year in March Mystery Madness, what you guys are planning to reading, if you guys have narrowed down your TBRs. I'm still working on narrowing down my TBR because I have so many books that I want to read for March. I know I'm not going to get to all of them, so I'm still working on kind of narrowing down the list that I have to try and make them fit into the prompts or the theme for this year. So yeah, let me know again what you guys are going to be reading. If you guys are planning on reading any of the books that I have on my recommendations list, absolutely let me know. I'd love to know your thoughts on them when you do read them. Before you go, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you guys all again for watching, and I will see you all next time.